Hey, what's up, you beautiful souls? I remembered something that happened to me a long time ago. It made me laugh so hard that I wanted to tell you this story because it for some reason, it reminded me of the exact time that we're living in right now. So it happened back in 1996. I was living in New York City. I was trying to make it as an artist. One of the ways I paid my rent back then was I had a variety of jobs at museums. And one of them was being a carpenter for the Guggenheim Museum in Manhattan. So one day I'm in an elevator and this dude from the painting crew comes on. He's covered in paint, but over top of his paint covered overalls, he's got this really nice, like black leather jacket on. It's like a bomber jacket, it's got like the wool trim everywhere. And I mean, it looked like a really expensive jacket. So he comes in and, we start talking. And then all of a sudden, he turns around and I see the back of the jacket. It says RoboCop 3. And it's got this picture of like RoboCop. And he's got his gun out. And he's like this. I don't know if you've seen RoboCop 3. It's not good. It's terrible. And like I look over and I see you and I'm like, damn, dude, like you really like RoboCop 3. Like you got like $1,000 RoboCop 3 jacket. And he looks at me and he tells me this story. He goes, man, I got offered my dream job. He goes, I got offered the job of being one of the lead set builders for RoboCop 3. And he goes, dude, I loved RoboCop. To me, it was like Star Wars. The opportunity to be a part of this, to be a part of this franchise, he had to do it. But the thing was, it was in another state and it was going to last a year. So he had to leave his wife and his children. So he takes the job. They get like 6 months in, and like all these delays start happening. And it's like a year, and the delays are still going on. And then it's like 13 months, 14 months, 15 months, 16 months. Everybody is like getting frustrated, like they're fighting at work, like nobody's getting along because the timeline keeps being pushed back. So eventually, there is such chaos on the set that the producers come in like, hey, man, we really need you guys to pull it together. We really need you guys to stick this out until it's finished. And if you do stick this out until it's finished, we are going to take care of you. We are going to give you a really nice bonus. So dude grinds it out and it ends up taking 2 years. He lived in a hotel in Pennsylvania, working on these sets. A couple months later, he gets this phone call and he's invited to this insider premiere in Manhattan of RoboCop. And it's like this big event. So he's so excited. He is so proud that he's a part of this RoboCop franchise. Gets his kids and his wife, they get all dressed up, they go, there's champagne, the food spread of food. Right before they go into the premiere, the producers get up front, with the mic, and they're like, hey man, we want to show our gratitude to everybody by sticking it out. And they open up these boxes and they pull out these RoboCop 3 bomber jackets. So the guy, he's obviously like let down, like he's like, okay, cool, whatever. He puts his jacket on and they go in and they sit down and they watch the premiere. Now, as he's sitting there with his family, he realizes that he just wasted 2 years of his life away from those he loves, away from his family, working on an absolute failure, like an embarrassment to a movie. And then he looks at me, all somber and says, and all I got was this jacket. Now, I know that as an old soul, and if you know you're an old soul, you volunteered to come to Earth during this time to help out with this ship. You could be looking around thinking, is this RoboCop 3? Seriously, did I volunteer? Did I leave my star family? Did I lower my frequency, lower my vibration, and dive as deep as possible into this darkness, into this limiting ignorance, And to help with the shift, is this RoboCop 3, dude? Like, because I feel like I'm being measured for a bomber jacket. I want to tell you, I promise you, this is not RoboCop 3. This, you have not seen the final act yet. What we're doing here is Oscar winning.
You laid your whale-sized hearts bare so that we could see into your souls, and it is my honor to be named alongside you in this category.
I'm serious. Throughout the universe, for eternity, they're going to tell stories of the 21st century humans and what they've done. One day you're going to find yourself in another existence on another planet, surrounded by other beings, and they're going to be so curious to why. Why would you take on such a challenge? Why would you lower your vibration, forget who you are, and dive as deep as possible into such ignorance? And you're going to look at them and you're going to smile and you're just going to say, I had to. That's what I do. And they're going to be so curious. But how did you do it? How do you go from such darkness and find your way back to the light? And you're going to say, it was one kind thought at a time, one kind word at a time, one compassionate act for another at a time. And it started building up and it started getting momentum. And the next thing we know, we created a new earth. You have not seen the final act yet because we're writing it right now. This is the greatest time ever to be on this planet. I love you guys. Peace.